Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found, was blind, but now I see.
Hey everybody, just want to be upfront, not trying to deceive anybody or trick anybody into listening to something they don't want to listen to. But this particular show, the Rough Diamond Racers Chapel, is nothing about racing. This is actually a look at the Bible and maybe I guess a little devotion or Bible study that I'm going to try to do every Sunday morning. So if that's something you're into, stick around. We'll take a look at the Bible. If it's not your thing, I get it. No hard feelings.
Good morning. Welcome to the Rough Diamond Racers Chapel. Glad you could stop by. Come on in, have a seat around the table, and let's just have a little talk about the things of God. So it's going to be a little different this morning. I just want to tell you a little story about something that happened to me and helped me from that day on, maybe. But about 15 odd years ago, maybe a little longer than that, I was trying to do some landscaping work. I just started, and I was in Mississippi. It was hot, very, very hot. I really was not quite prepared physically to do that kind of work. It was hard. Worked for a company that, kind of catered to high-end folks in the area. We were working in a gated community just outside of Jackson, Mississippi. And this home, there's a home newly built, was amazing. It was just enormous. It was phenomenal. I don't know who lived there or was fixing to live there, but I was impressed. I'd not seen something like that up close before. There was the main house, the back patio is this giant, it was just huge. And then there was this separate building, and it was like 3 stories high. It wasn't a house. It was just a building, and it was open on all 4 sides. It was just basically supported on like 4 columns on each corner. And the whole purpose of that building was to support the grill. They had this massive grill, and just like, that you cook hamburgers on. And that was the whole point of that building. That's all it did. You could walk freely in there and while somebody cooked your burgers, I guess. I don't know. This is incredible. We were putting trees in for these folks, and it came to be break time. And during the break, we all go over here in this big giant yard. And in the middle of this yard, there's this big pond. And in the middle of the pond, there's this fountain. And this fountain is just enormous. Again, it's got a basin probably 20 foot across. As the water shoots up in the air, lands in the basin spills over into the pond. And I sat there in the grass eating my lunch, and I thought to myself, what do you got to do? What kind of work do you do to live in a place like this? And just like that, the Lord spoke to me. And he says, you think this is something? I know it sounds but that's exactly what he said. He said, you think this is something? And I remembered the verse, and it comes from John chapter 14:2. And that verse says, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And that's the old King James, and I know it's a little different in modern versions, but in that moment, I remember just who I am because Jesus is my Lord. And the things of this earth are temporary, but I'm moving on to something permanent. And in that place, there are many mansions, many rooms, many houses, many places. And the riches of that place are so far beyond what we can imagine or see in this world. And I just want you all to know, don't get tied up in the wealth of this world. It's temporary. Be focused on what we have available to us in the next world if we're followers of Jesus Christ. So, that's my thoughts for today. Y'all be blessed. See you next week.